Martre? Mr. Martucci?
Here.
Mr. Panzella?
Here.
He's supposed to call in.
He told me.
Is he
Or
calling?
will he call?
He told us he was calling in. Yeah, well, he called Mr. Witt and said that he was calling in, so.
Make sure you call in.
Up here? Yeah, we got to call in.
Mr. Renzi?
Yeah.
Mrs. Sangston?
He announced it. He's legal. He would.
Mrs. Sangston?
Here.
And Mr. Martre, you are on speakerphone in front of the entire audience. All right, sir. She's just going to take your roll call. You can say you're present.
Mr. Martre?
Good
Thank
man.
you.
All right, so if we can please stand for a moment of silence and pledge allegiance. Thank you. Look for a motion for the, accept the minutes of the previous meeting. Second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Treasurer's report.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Motion for the payment of the general and career center funds.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And we're looking for a motion for the payment of the cafeteria fund.
So moved.
A motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under student representative to the school board, Dane Pavlovich.
Hello everyone, my name is Dane and here's some updates in our school. At our last IU1 student forum meeting, I myself was elected to a leadership position for the 2026-2027 school year, and our very own Kyler Tony won one of 3 leadership awards given by the forum to seniors at there. Today, we held one of our final meetings for the players of this year's Powder Puff game and are in the process of finalizing the plans for the game itself. Make sure to come out and support all our students at April 23rd. That is all I have for you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We have no public comment for agenda items, so with that, I'll move into athletics. Mr. Renzi.
Thank you, Mr. Detweiler. Request approval of the following supplemental hires. Junior varsity baseball assistant coach Nick Agnont, varsity track assistant coach Jeff Galen, and varsity track co-assistant coach Jared Smith. I so move.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the following volunteer coach baseball Brian Bo Odell, and I so move.
Motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. Martucci, anything?
No, sir.
Mr. Evans?
Nothing.
Nothing? That's all I have, Mr. Detweiler.
All right, thank you, Mr. Renzi. Under buildings and grounds, I'll stay with you, sir.
Request approval of the following summer custodial workers as attached. I so move.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the following building event and building usage requests. Items 1 through 16, and I so move.
Motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Yes, sir. This last motion was on the facilities utilization, sir. That's 11B now. You may have an older, did you get an updated agenda? Yes, sir. Well, it might have been 11C on that one, correct? Yeah, 11B would have been the van that was removed, so. All righty, sir. Yep, you're welcome.
Request approval to purchase an 8mm Ascent LED sign to replace the outdoor sign at the middle school in the amount of $14,735 from Signs Plus to be paid for from the middle school equipment budget. All purchases are subject to the Collinsville School District standard terms and conditions for the purchase of goods and services, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
I have roll call, please.
Mr. Renzi.
No.
Mr. Kopenauer.
Yes.
Mrs. Driscoll. Yes. Mr. Hartshorn. Mr. Martucci.
Yes.
Mr. Campbell.
No.
Mrs. Bangston.
Yes.
Mr. Martray.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Detwiler.
Yes. 6-2. Motion carries.
Mr. Kopenauer, anything?
That was a 6-2 yes.
Mr. Martucci?
Yes, sir. Sorry.
Mr. Kirsch, Mr. Biggin?
Nothing.
Go on, Mr. Detwiler, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Renzi. Under Carnegie Free Library, Mrs. Sankstead.
We have nothing, Mr. Driscoll. We have nothing.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Sankstead. Under the Collinsville Area Career and Technical Center, Mrs. Driscoll.
Supplemental grant equipment purchases, request approval to purchase all items to be paid for by the supplemental equipment grant as attached.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
That's all we have. Mrs. Tyson?
Nothing, thank you.
Mr. Ridley?
Yeah, I'd just like to thank you guys for approving those purchases and to let you know that the supplemental grant award this year was for $161,543.21. And Mrs. Rose, or Dr. Rose has still worked really hard on that application. So we're in the process of doing a competitive equipment grant, which should be between $70,000 and $80,000 additional on top of that. So as soon as I get the confirmation, I'll let Katie know and inform the board.
Thank you, that's awesome.
I'll jump to, so I got a call, I'm gonna put this on, I'll know we're on to Mr. Kirsch. I got a call from the two parents in the welding thing. They said that they had electrical problems or something. Can you explain that just a hair? Because they were worried the kids couldn't have class. Do you know this, Mr. McWilliams?
The welding class is operational now.
It's operational now.
They had some problems with, according to Mr. Kirk, with the electrical issues, they've been resolved.
So they're good now. Okay, they got information that they couldn't take class there and you were gonna.
They weren't able to do certain welding functions, but there were other aspects of that class that they could do. I think he was more concerned about when the NOCI test came around, but after I spoke with Mr. Kirk, everything's fine.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
It was actually, it's the ease button, the emergency switch. That's what went bad. The source that, the rocker switch, that powers the E-switch went bad. So they replaced it.
That E-switch was like the emergency, like
Yeah.
if something's bad happening, you just hit it and it shuts everything
Shut
off.
off the power.
Okay. All right, well, thank you for jumping on that, and I will let those parents know. And thank you, Mrs. Driscoll. Under curriculum, Mr. Martucci.
Thank you, Mr. Detwiler. Request approval of the affiliation agreement with Penn West for an academic experience site as proposed. I so move.
Motion and a second, all in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carried.
And that's all I have. Mr. Manzo.
Nothing, thank you.
Dr. Coons.
I have nothing, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Detwiler. That's all we have.
Thank you, Mr. Martucci. Under federal programs, Mr. Kokenauer.
Thank you, Mr. Detweiler. Request approval to hold Smart Start for incoming kindergarten parents to be held in June, and kinder camp for incoming kindergarten students to be held at each elementary building in August at an approximate cost of $15,000, with costs paid from Title I funds and the United Way grant. I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval to hold STEM enrichment camp with dates to be determined for elementary students at an approximate cost of $5,000 to be paid for by Title IV funds pending the availability of staffing, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. Detweiler. Dr. King, anything?
I would like to thank Mrs. Jackie Blocker, our elementary ELA coach, for coordinating our Smart Start new event across the district with all the elementaries.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kokenauer. Under cyber, Mrs. Driscoll.
We have nothing under cyber. Mr. Panzella?
Nothing.
Mr. Martre?
He can't. Oh, he can hear. Sorry.
Nothing, thank you.
That's all we have.
All right, thank you, Mrs. Driscoll. Under finance, Mr. Panzella.
Request approval to accept the following donations as presented. Bible Club, Vernon and Candy Strunk, $50, Anonymous, $150. CHS Musical Club, Bob and Lynn Rittenauer, $50. Collinsville Musical Boosters, $1,775, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval of the tax requisition orders to authorize district business office to process purchase orders and payments, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval of the PSBA Better Unemployment Compensation System Basic Program Agreement for coverage from July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027. An administrative fee of $4.50 per employee is proposed, subject to the Collinsville Area School District standard term and conditions for the purchase of goods and services. And I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval of the memorandum of understanding between PIC of Westmoreland Fayette Incorporated and the Collinsville Area School District to operate its pre-K counts and Head Start program at 730 Rockridge Road, beginning July 1st, 2026, and ending on June 30th, 2027. PIC shall pay the district a sum of $46,980 per year in 12 monthly installments of $3,915 as proposed. All purchases are subject to the Collinsville Area School District standard terms and conditions for the purchase of goods and services, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval of the memorandum of understanding between PIC of Westmoreland Fayette Incorporated and the Collinsville Area School District to operate its pre-K counts program at Springfield Clifford M. Fritz Elementary School beginning August 1st, 2026, and ending on June 30th, 2027. PIC shall pay the district a sum of $9,774 per year in 9 monthly installments of $1,086 as proposed. All purchases are subject to Collinsville Area School District's standard terms and conditions for the purchase of goods and services, and I so move.
Second.
I got a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have. Mr. Kokenair?
Nothing, thank you.
Mrs. Driscoll?
Thank you.
And Mrs. Rouson?
Pass
I'll pass it.
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. Thank you, sir. Under food service, Mrs. Sangston.
Thank you, Mr. Detweiler.
Request a conditional improvement contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks, approval of the following additions to the cafeteria substitute list for 25-26 school year. Ashley Minnie, and I so move.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request a conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks, approval of the following workers to be hired for the Collinsville Area School District's cafeteria food service program. Amanda Fabian, a 5-hour day at West Crawford. Brittany Teets, 4-hour day at the high school. And Jess Buklot, 4-hour day at Dunbar Township. And I so move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have. Mr. Kirkner.
We'd just like to mention that we are getting ready for our 2026 summer feeding program, so that will be operating here shortly. Getting ready for that, and we're looking for a couple grants. We're waiting on answers, and again, we're just waiting for our staff, as we had the best year last year, so looking forward to another good one. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Sexton. Under personnel review and liaison, Mr. Manzella.
Okay, let's see, do we have anything tonight? Oh, yeah. Following Family and Medical Leave Act leaves are confirmed to the board. April Martin, teacher, intermittent for the remainder of the 25-26 school year, beginning on March 16, 2026, and I so move. I'll do the next one also. Tina Hoover, also clerk, intermittent for the remainder of the 2025-26 school year, beginning on February 4th, 2026, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval to accept the retirement of Joseph on a DO teacher effective June 1st, 2026, and I so move.
I told his wife we were going to table it, but got a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval to accept the retirement of Julie Brown, teacher effective August 10th, 2026, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Motion.
Motion carries. Good.
Next, request approval to ratify the acceptance of the resignation of Jessica Carpinelli, aide, effective March 3rd, 2026, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval to ratify the acceptance of the resignation of Brittany Burkholder, aide, effective March 9th, 2026, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request the conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks for the following additions to support personnel substitute list for the 2025-26 school year. Brittany Burkholder, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval of release time for Brandy Corbin, Kristen Fitzgerald, Jessica Tobai, and Karen Hollis, PSEA, ESP, with cost to be reimbursed by PSEA, each for one half-day, Thursday, April 16th, and a full day, Friday, April 17th, 2026, for ESP House of Delegates pursuant to the collective bargaining agreement, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That one only had a couple more letters. Request approval to hire the following support personnel effective for the 2025-26 school year, subject to completion of all necessary clearances, employment documents and requirements, and applicable board policies, including without limitation, board policies 504, 508, and 509. Christina Dahl, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request ratification and approval for an unpaid leave of absence for Melissa Lowry, cafeteria, from January 9th, 2026 through February 6th, 2026, and March 9th, 2026 through March 26th, 2026, subject to the renewal extension pursuant to the terms of the applicable collective bargaining agreement as determined and approved by district administration, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval for the leave of absence of Deanne Schroyer, cafeteria, for a period of up to 90 days, effective March 23rd, 2026, and subject to renewal pursuant to the terms of the applicable collective bargaining agreement as determined and approved by district administration, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request the conditional approval contingent upon successful submission of screening and background checks for the following additions to the professional substitute list for the 2025-2026 school year. Haley Trout, Pam Shipley, and Ashley Minnick, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Next, request approval of the annual subscription for Smart Sub through Central Susquehanna Intermediate Unit for an annual cost of $9,000. for the 2026-2027 school year, subject to the Collinsville Area School District's standard terms and conditions for the purchase of goods and services, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And next, we have a motion to approve the school calendar revision. I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Believe it or not, that is all I have. Mr. Renzi,
Sure you don't have any more for us?
if you have anything in your pocket, I can read.
Not today. That's all I have, thank you.
All right, Mr. Martucci.
No, sir.
Okay, and Mr. Gannon, you have anything to throw in tonight, or are we good?
I'm going to put you on the spot.
Thank you very much. All right, that's all we have. Thank you, Mr. Bell.
Thank you, Mr. Panzella. Under policy and legislative, Mr. Renzi.
Thank you, sir. Request approval of the first reading of the following policy: 005 organization, 308 employment contract board resolution, and 823 opioid antagonists. Mr. Witt explained that to us on Monday. Mr. Gannon, someone left you off the hook on that one. And I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the second reading of the following policy: 202 eligibility of non-resident students, 236.1 threat assessment, 254 educational opportunity for military children, and 607 tuition income, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mrs. Driscoll.
I have nothing else.
Mr. Evans?
Thank you.
That's all we have, Mr. Detweiler.
Thank you, Mr. Renzi. Under safety and security, Mr. Martucci, please.
Thank you, Mr. Detweiler. I have no agenda items at this time. Ms. Driscoll?
I have nothing, thank you.
Ms. Langston?
Nothing, thank you.
And Mr. Carter?
I have nothing, thank you.
Thank you. That's all we have, Mr. Detweiler. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Martucci. Mr. Renzi, under special education, please.
Request approval of the following employee travel for Angela Gordon and Lindsay Ghost to attend a youth mental health first aid training on Thursday, April 16, 2026, at an approximate cost to the district of $490, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Request approval of the agreement between the Collinsville School District and Redstone Rehabilitation Services for occupational and physical therapy services for the 2026-2027 and 2027-2028 school years, subject to the Collinsville School District's standard terms and conditions for the purchase of goods and services, and I so move.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Panzell, anything else?
I have nothing else, thank you.
Mr. Martucci?
No, sir.
And Mrs. Bond, anything for us? That's all I have, Mr. Detweiler.
All right, thank you, Mr. Renzi. Under student services, Mr. Kokenauer.
Thank you, Mr. Detweiler. Request approval for the following student travel, like the spread 1 through 37, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Subscription renewal, request approval to renew the district's annual ASAP subscription for student SAP support services, which includes account setup, maintenance, hosting, and unlimited customer support for the period of July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2027 at a total cost of $4,780, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have. Mr. Downer, Ms. Langston,
Nothing, thank you.
Mrs. Rosenstiel. That's all we have, Mr. Detweiler. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Pansella, under technology, please.
Request approval to purchase 1,150 Lenovo Chromebooks from Gov Connection at a cost of $360,200 as budgeted. The contract 532-462-004, and I so move.
Second.
Motion and second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Kuchenauer.
Yes.
Mrs. Driscoll.
No.
Mr. Martre.
Before I cast my, I think we need to sit down and look at, what we spend on these Chromebooks. In the last 8 years I've been here, it's well over $1 million. And I just can't see any improvement in our scores, our Keystone scores, and things keep dropping down. So I think the appropriate committees ought to sit down and revisit this a little bit. But my vote's no.
Say no.
Mr. Martucci.
Yes, no.
Yes.
Mr. Panzella.
Yes.
Mr. Renzi.
Yes.
Mrs. Sainsbury.
No.
And Mr. Detwiler.
Yes. Motion carries.
Just to say, the other night, it was brought up that they thought we were buying cheap computers. Now they're complaining that we spend too much on a computer. We ought to be glad that these kids have a computer. There's a lot of districts out there that have nothing. We ought to be glad these kids, some of these kids, probably lucky if they could afford the insurance. And we were complaining about a $200 computer. Maybe we ought to think about what we're saying before we do it. I don't think we spend $2.5 million to buy a $1,000 computer would make much sense in the budget. We ought to be glad that each kid has a computer and they're able to do something at home, and we if they need to. And we ought to be happy that we're a blessed district. There's a lot of districts out there that don't even have a computer. That's all I have.
Yes, sir.
You're out here one more thing to say in the office.
You got the floor.
Okay, I just want to say, yeah, the computers, they play a part. I agree to that. Where I have a problem is, we got to try keeping those computers in school. Because I think a waste of time, I think we got to move it out a little bit further for 6 years. I don't think the other schools I've talked to, they don't do a reassessment every 4 years. And a lot of schools go back on refurbishment and so forth. They just didn't do it yet. So we need to look at this because it's a big expense, and it's very possible to go back and like I said, maybe 20% or 30% could be used on the computers during the day, but the rest of it ought to be hands-on and in-your-face teaching as far as I'm concerned, because it will work with the kids.
1972, so.
A lot of schools have gone to that, and their schools are improving, the behaviors improving in the schools, and they're communicating with one another. So that's just my opinion.
Thank
And
you,
what's
sir.
the one school that you talked to?
You want to ask Mr. Renzi if he has anything?
Mr. Rizzi, anything else?
Yes, just one thing, I want to say, Mr. Ghost, those are for 4 years, right?
They will keep that device.
Now, why is it 4 years? Did something run out after 4 years?
So the way Chrome OS was originally designed, they couldn't certify the operating system to run on hardware forever. There are updates that come out. So they originally suggested that every 6 years they be replaced. We couldn't push it beyond that 6 years because we have 13 grades. Doesn't divide evenly by the number 6. So what we decided was that we would refresh them 3 times during a student's time here at Connellsville. So they get a new device in kindergarten, they get a new device in 4th grade, and they get a new device in 8th grade. So even though it looks like a large number, that only represents a new device to that student 3 times during their school career.
It's $50 a year, and we spend more than that on a textbook. Yeah, we spend more than that on a textbook.
I agree with
Yeah.
Mr. Martin, Mr.
And
Panzella.
then we stick them in a closet. Yeah.
$50 a year.
All right.
I think that's worth it. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
When you're done, let me know, because I got a comment for you. Books.
He's done. Shoot.
Okay, we don't buy books. When I was teaching, we don't buy books every year. Some of those books in those series will last for, areas will last for 10 years. You don't buy them every year, but they will last that long. Some of my books, without the content being added, I've had books for 15, 16 years, unless they wore out, and I replaced them where good. The student lost it, they paid for it. That's the way it worked back then, but you don't buy them every year. Thank you.
Sir, and thank you, Mr. Panzella. Under technology, Mr. Ghost, I have one request.
Yes, sir.
Can we do something for anybody that calls in, because I don't want to sit here on my cell phone? So I need a device like other places use to capture that. And so that they can't hear very well either. Nobody can really hear them. So my next meeting, you can get on Amazon and find me something. Thank you, sir.
One more question. Mr. Joe, what do you do after 4 years with those computers?
So the first thing we try to do is we try to recoup some money. We make those available for sale. We start by offering them to our students for $50 each. And then after it's offered to our students, it's offered to our staff. And after it's offered to our staff, it's offered to the general public. I know quite a few people have purchased to use Chromebooks from us. And then if we can't sell them, we strip parts from the ones that are, that have parts that are not worth anything. So we take parts out of those, make repairs on ones we do have. And then we have a recycling company that comes once a year and takes the rest of them, and we make a couple bucks off of them.
So it's not really 200 then. If we recovered 50, it's actually $150. So
Well, the math isn't right on 200.
No.
You're looking at, if you're gonna start going down that road, you're doing 1,150 laptops.
That's not just the hardware though, it's also your Chrome license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's something through there, right? What's the license?
It's
It's irrelevant. We beat the snot out of this, so let's move on.
Wait,
Well, that's all we have for
I have a
technology.
question.
Thank you.
Mr. Detweiler?
Yes.
Mr. Rose, can you just tell me about how many of these computers you actually sell?
How many we sell?
Yeah, how many you
It
actually purchase?
depends on the year, it depends on
Just
what
give me a
quality I
ballpark.
have.
Yeah.
We probably sell about 200 of them, I'd say.
Thank you.
All right. Never been so happy to get the transportation. Mr. Kokenauer.
Thank you, Mr. Detweiler. Request approval of additions, updates to the bus van drivers list for the 2025-2026 school year. Vicki Welsh, Colburn Bus Line, and Haley Showman, Joseph Ganetsko Incorporated, and I so move.
Motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
That's all I have, Mr. Detweiler and Ms. Sengsten.
Nothing, thank you.
Mr. Evans. That's all we have, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kokenauer. Request approval to cast a vote for John Detweiler in the runoff ballot for the Eastern Region School Board Member Administrative Trust position on the Allegheny County Schools Health Insurance Consortium, and I so move.
Second.
A motion and a second. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? As I said, besides my wife. Mr. Harshman is feeling ill tonight, as was Mr. Martrani was able to call in. But Mr. Harshman, we went down to the IU, Mr. Evans and Mrs. Saxon, Mrs. Driscoll last night, and we voted for Mr. Harshman, and he is again the president of our IU1 board, so it's good. And I'd like to recognize, there were 10 kids there from our media kids, so they did a showcase yesterday, so next year we're going to actually get down there a little earlier to get to see all the showcases. They were cleaning up the showcases, but I would like to recognize them. And I'm told that there's several districts that are going to come here and see what Connerville has going on, so congratulations to them as well. We'll move into public comment for non-agenda items. Robin Turlington for class rank. I need to go to see Bill Mills.
Good evening. I'm here to speak about class rank, or rather briefly review the concessions and compromises that have taken place over the last 8 months. With the decision to eliminate class rank, valedictorian, and salutatorian in November 2023, Latin honors were introduced with the class of 2024 and remained with the class of 2025. Both of those graduating classes had a valedictorian, salutatorian, and top 10 student recognition. It's for the class of 2026 that graduation is about to change dramatically. Change is hard. Sometimes it's a hard pill to swallow, especially if the change is not leaning in your direction. I don't like the concepts of good guys versus bad guys, us versus them. But with that being said, there seems to be a disconnect between the school administration and the school board. I think the school has a plan for graduation, but I don't have faith in what they plan, as they already admitted they dropped the ball last year by not individually recognizing the level of Latin honors with each student's name, as had been done just the year before. We've been told there would be no valedictorian and salutatorian speeches by the school board, while hearing rumors that the school administration had selected student body representatives to give graduation speeches. Now there may be a keynote speaker. The right hand doesn't seem to know what the left hand is doing. Students and parents have been petitioning the school board to reconsider their decision and to bring this issue to another vote based on the reasoning of class rank, and the honors that go with it are still relevant for college admittance and contribute to the pursuit of scholarships. We also pointed out that this decision was poorly communicated to both students and parents. The only two things that have been accomplished by faithfully attending these school board meetings these last 8 months is the ability for students to see their current semester GPA more accurately and not just as a 4.0, and that students can request their class rank from their guidance counselors, and it is readily available. These two items that we're successful in obtaining are not new things. We did not win a great battle where we can pat ourselves on the back and say we may not have gotten all that we wanted, but we did get those two things. Those two things have been readily available for at least the last 2 years, and much further back than that, I'm sure. The students were simply told they would no longer be allowed to have that information because it could not be calculated. Obviously, that was not true. A school administration and school board should want the best for their students to improve things to the betterment of their education. I have not seen anything that comes close to how these decisions are to benefit of this graduating class or the graduating classes to come. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Up next, we have Ali Krishner for classroom.
Good evening. It is a pleasure to see you all again and to have the opportunity to discuss this important subject. First, I would like to extend my gratitude to Mr. Harshman, Ms. Driscoll, and Ms. Sangston for their continued support and encouragement. You may be growing weary of our frequent attendance at these meetings, but we are simply requesting the continuation of a system that has been established for many years. As I have mentioned before, this system represents a tradition and a competition among our peers within our grade. I do not believe that eliminating it would benefit anyone involved. Competition requires effort and determination to reach the top, and it is often said that it is difficult to achieve and even more challenging to maintain that position. Without students striving to excel and having a goal to work toward, there is little sense of accomplishment. Class rank provides motivation and competitive spirit necessary for students to improve and take on more challenging courses. Furthermore, kindergarten students do not require Chromebooks, as their learning is more effectively supported through hands-on materials such as textbooks, papers, and books. I strongly recommend that kindergartners do not use screens during class time, especially considering the high risk of damage to their devices and their health. The long screen hours can also result in vision damage and migraine issues, being exposed to at such a young age. Their educational activities are better suited to be interactive, tactical experiences rather than digital screens. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, we have Jody Mangus for classroom.
Good evening. As we know, I'm here to talk about class rank. But first, I would like to ask everyone to look around this auditorium. It's obviously able to hold a lot of people, yet it is fairly empty. And I would like to ask why. Is it because no one is interested in what goes on in their student's school district now? Does no one care? I can't really believe that this is true. There aren't any teachers or staff here either. I would like to theorize that there's a decided lack of attendance at these meetings because you, collectively as a board, do not care. You cringe when too many people show up at these meetings and ask to speak. You sit there at these meetings month after month and tell us that class rank is no longer used. We have disproved that with research done by both parents and students. And Mr. Renzi has stated that you want to honor more students and has asked what we want. I will tell you what we want. We want a valedictorian. We want a salutatorian. We want you to have the decency and the courtesy to take another vote. Pay attention to the kids who have been here for 7 to 8 months religiously to ask for what they want. Pay attention to the 1,100 plus community members who have signed their petition. Please care enough to stop wasting their time. Care enough to let them see that their voices can make a difference. Care enough to listen to the community members who come to these meetings and voice their opinions. Please encourage your teachers and staff to be present and then listen to them. They're the ones who are teaching their kids, teaching our kids to do their best and doing their best to educate everyone in this district. I just would like to ask that you all do better and care. Thank you.
Thank you. Up next, we have Ruby Jackson for cell phones.
Good evening, Carnesville Area School District School Board. I'm here because of the cell phones. You got a problem, I'm sure you all know that. Whether you want to admit it or not, you have a problem. I have a child that is not in your middle school, not in your high school, in your grade school. You have a problem at the grade schools with cell phones, pretty sad. My child does not have a cell phone, will not have a cell phone. I see no need for him to have a cell phone. When you have children in grade school videotaping and causing a disturbance and posting it on Snapchat, you have a problem. That's grade school. I know that it happens in high school and middle school. It's wrong too. That's where your bullying starts. If you do not get control of your cell phones now, you will have bigger problems. Does this school board, is it going to implement anything with the cell phones? Are you going to have that they are banned from bell to bell? Or are we just not going to care? I'm upset that my son was posted on Snapchat. Every year I signed a media release form for the school district. When my son first started in the school district, I was hesitant on signing that media release. I was assured that that media release was for the school to school yearbook pictures and that. And I said, oh, okay, because that's, I don't want him to be left out. But do I want my son on Snapchat? No. Snapchat is one of your sextortion places because it's known for that. But what is the punishment for children that are posting that? Is there any punishment? Do we have anything in our? Does anybody know?
I'm not exactly sure the situation that you're referring to, but yeah, there are consequences. You're talking about phones being that should not be happening. Rather than talk in generalities, I will give you a call tomorrow morning to see more details that maybe not would be appropriate to share in this form, and whatever your concerns are, hopefully we can work.
My concern is that he will never be posted on Snapchat again.
And that's fair.
That's right,
Totally
it's
agree
fair.
with that. I don't think anyone
When I
here
send
would
my
disagree
child to
with
school,
that.
it's for his safety.
Correct.
Him being posted on Snapchat is not for his safety. He's there. I send my child to school to learn. The same thing with you have kids with their cell phones. So when they get to school and they're on the bus or the van, they're allowed to pull out the Chromebooks because they get there 15 to 20 minutes early. So they pull out their Chromebooks and they're on them and they're able to play games. And then you have other kids snapping their picture of their email and their password, sending it to whoever they feel free to. If parents want their child to have a cell phone because you will hear, oh, my child needs it for safety, good. You get your child a flip phone without a camera. Or you teach your child, don't be pulling your phone out and videotaping and bullying and causing a disturbance. And surely don't be cheating with your cell phone, because I got news for you if you think children aren't cheating with their cell phones. My son's in 5th grade, he notices it all the time. I said, how are they cheating? Oh, there's this little space between the desk and they just tilt it up and they're cheating. In high school it's happening. And then you have people, I seen a video, a Snapchat video. It was at a school, there was a fight. There's a girl she's counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of his video, and let's fight. The other girl goes like this, walks away, the girl attacks her. So the cell phones are doing nothing but causing bullying, sextortion. You had Greensburg down in Peters Township, class president. Do something about the cell phones. I don't want it. I don't want my kid's picture taken, sent into an older brother's phone. I don't want it. And then you're told, well, once it's on there, there's nothing we can do. Well, stop it before it's on there.
Thank you.
Mr. O'Donnell, I'd like to say something, please. Last year, I was on the Student Service Committee with Mrs. Driscoll and Mr. Coconut. We had a meeting with Mrs. Rosenstill about cell phones. We tried to come up with some plans, what we could do. We talked to Mr. Evans, and Mr. Evans said that he would check into it. But I see today that the House has already approved it in Pennsylvania that no schools can have cell phones. Now it's got to go to the other, I'm sorry, it's passed the Senate, it's got to go to the House today. They pass it, it's going to be a law. Mr. Evans, did you check into it, and do you have any thoughts of what we could do?
Yeah, you're exactly right. That is in the pipeline. It is cleared one house. So, you know, that can definitely down the road give us more definitive, a baseline for how that can be handled statewide. That, you know, as we talked before, that's to be determined. Thank you.
I just have a question. Are you afraid of other parents coming to you and saying, my son
Do you hear
needs his
something?
phone?
Okay. I just want to have,
Can I just ask a question? I know you're probably afraid of other parents are going to come and say, well, my child needs his phone for safety. What if there's a mass killer that comes in? Well, guess what? The police don't want you here anyway because you're stopping them from doing their job. Whoever our security is, you're stopping our security. So you got to put a stop to it. You're going to have parents say to you, I want my kid to have their cell phone for safety. In fact, in this school district, I know by a teacher that there was a student, and he has his phone for medical reasons, which is, oh, good and well. Pulled the phone out, calculator, then was using a calculator. At first the parent said, oh no, not little Johnny, not little Johnny. And the teacher said, oh yeah, little Johnny did. And she said, oh, it was only for 12 seconds. And so the teacher had to say, well, you know what? 12 seconds is 12 seconds. They still pulled their calculator out to cheat. We as parents need to teach our children better. I'm trying to teach mine, it's wrong. Meanwhile, you have the other 75%, it's okay. So the school board and them, we got to do something. I can't fight the battle myself with my kid. My kid gets punished. Other parents or you need to do the punishment too.
I have just one comment, 5 minutes I want to address, mainly for the class rank. Just to review this all, 2 years ago, Mr. Bosnick, Mr. Evans, and high school council recommended that we no longer recognize class rankings in valedictorian and salutatorian. This decision was based on discussing with college administrators and other high school personnel, and we voted 9-0 to approve their recommendation. Then, 2 years later, a group of students and parents said they weren't aware of this change and wanted to revert back to our previous recognition procedure. You have been speaking at our meetings this past school year asking for change. To make a change would take at least 5 board members to agree. And we're not reverting back at this time. We haven't taken a vote, and that's fine as of today. It's going to remain the way it is. More and more schools are doing the same as us. They have no class rankings or valedictorians. I spoke yesterday with Mr. Bosnick and counselors again. They were assured that our new recognition system will in no way hurt any of our students with admissions or scholarships, irregardless of what you've been told. We met with some parents early in the school year who were primarily concerned with student recognition and were satisfied with our new Latin system of summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. This system allows us to recognize our highest achieving students and not just numbers 1 and 2 or top 10. We will now be recognizing our top 25% or more, especially the many who may not be capable of being number 1 or 2, but have to work hard to maintain an AB average. This will hopefully encourage more students to strive for this recognition. It is also allowing more students to take more courses of interest instead of a lot of the AP classes that they were just taking for their class ranking, such as art, music, digital media, fitness, and tech classes, to name a few, without fear of hurting their rankings. I realize that colleges have a place on their application to class rank, if the school has it, but no one is penalized for not having one. Our school district has compromised with your request and does make class rankings available to colleges and also students. Less than 25% of the incoming freshman class at the University of Pennsylvania, top Ivy League school, had a class rank even given on their application. Similar numbers are also seen throughout other Ivy schools. The Ivies plus other higher education institutions will look at your class rank if given, but it will not work against anyone who doesn't list one. Colleges and employers look at a student's whole body of work, which includes GPAs, what courses were taken, extracurricular activities, essays, SAT scores, and recommendations. It's impossible to compare high school ranking among schools with such a wide variance of graduation numbers from some less than 200 to... We didn't interrupt you, you were talking to. Okay. And graduate less than 100 and some over 600. I personally have been fully engaged on this from the beginning. I personally have responded to just about all of your emails from both students and parents. It's been a little insulting to this board that in the past reference has been made as us not caring about students. I guarantee you, every board member on this stage and every administrator up here and down on the floor cares, along with all professional staff, cares deeply about every student and needs of this district, and also every taxpayer, and we do not appreciate any reference to us being uncaring. You may not agree with our decisions, but we make them with the best interests of whomever is involved. Disagreeing with someone's point of view does not mean we don't care. I commend and respect your opinions on this issue and hope that students especially will continue to stand up for what they believe in. We as a board members disagree on many items, many agenda items. That's why we have 9 making the decision, not just one. I realize many of us have different opinions on this, but as of right now, we will not be changing our present format of recognizing students at graduations. At graduation this year, we will recognize our summa cum laude students at graduation as a group and named in alphabetical order. The same with magna cum laude and cum laude students. We will also have a keynote speaker and not student speakers with introductions. Actually, the right hand does know what the left hand is actually doing here. As I said in the final decision of the majority of this board this time, I respect your past comments and only ask you respect our decision.
Wait, I have to say something here. Of course I do, Dave, of course I do. I do care about our students, and I do care about the hard work that they do. I do care that they get recognized. And I do find it offensive, Mr. Renzi, you were I don't know if you realize that you were literally yelling at these people. That's disrespectful. I'm sorry that you had to do that, and I'm sorry I feel that way.
I don't talk as soft as you do sometimes. It's bad.
But when you say the right hand knows what the left hand is doing, this is the very first time that we've heard the entire agenda for how commencement was going to be heard. And I haven't had a chance to vote at any time on whether we're going to change it or not. Nobody's ever brought it up for a vote. And with that, I apologize to you guys for all of your hearing, and I appreciate you coming in and talking to us. And I am on your side.
We're going to move forward and talk.
She has something to say. She needs something to say.
May I go up here?
Yeah.
So, from my standpoint, for an example, I'm in JRTC. How our rankings work is we go from a private, from having to know the cadet creed, to we can become battalion commander our senior year, running the entire program. Also, for another example, she has a 4.83 GPA. How come we're recognizing the 25% of students, but why can't we recognize the ones who strive the hardest in schools, who take the AP classes, who have outstanding numbers of GPAs and outstanding things just once for their graduation on their senior year? And I was not trying to interrupt you while you were talking. I do apologize for that, but I just wanted to exempt how I felt about this entire thing.
Thank you. Up next, we have Henry with the essay contest.
Good evening, everyone. America 250 essay contest is hosted by the Daily Courier, sponsored by Stone & Company. Students in grades 5 through 12 are invited to participate in a special America 250 essay contest celebrating our nation's upcoming 250th anniversary. The contest details are there are 2 essay themes, one theme for the 5th through 8th graders, the other theme for the 9th through 12th graders. This information was provided to all of the schools. Submissions accepted through participating schools. The deadline is May 18, and there will be cash awards for the winning essays. So if you would, as a board, please remind your schools that this is something their students can get involved in, that's part of the community and part of our 250. Also, I want to take my time to address the lady with the cell phone issue. I was at the Senator for a Day program that Senator Stefano has at Penn State with high school students. One of the topics those students debated was cell phones in schools. And I was really surprised at the students' responses. The students don't feel that they need to have those phones with them every hour of every day in the school. There are certain times, maybe on the bus, after school, things of that nature. They don't need them on or running in their classrooms. They supported that bill that was going into the Senate at that point in time. And these were students from all different school districts throughout Fayette County. The students stood up, stated their piece, spoke strongly in favor of the bill, and they did so articulating very well also. So I don't think it's the kids that's the problem with the phones. And as an employer who employs not children, but adults, and most of them in my age range, we adults have a problem with these phones. It's not the kids. So there are students who are going to need their phones for medical reasons, diabetics and whatnot, who that's monitored through. But if you are going to put a policy in place, involve your students in those policy talks. They'll tell you what they need. Thank you.
Thank you. Under assistant to the superintendent, anything?
I have nothing, thank you.
All righty. Mr. Aronson? Yes, sir. Yeah, he had that listed, but thank you.
Yeah, in case you didn't hear, and I was about to say it, so if you want to, okay, yeah. As Mr. Martre said, we wanted to recognize in the past month both our high school musical under the direction of Mrs. Harbaugh and our middle school musical under the direction of Ben Haynes. Both finished up, both were phenomenal. Like we always say, people from outside the area and the community, when they come in, they cannot believe that middle school and high school age students are putting on the performances that they do in our 2 auditoriums. So I want to commend our students and Mr. Martray for that. And also the other thing I wanted to mention is we had a few retirements that were read this evening, and I wanted to wish them all the best in the future, and thank you for this years of service. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Anything else? State champ wrestlers?
We were going to bring them here in April.
Yeah, we'll do that in April. That's
Okay.
perfect. All right, motion to adjourn.